Michelle comes to us from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, where she has a Synergy franchise. Michelle's been started her business, she told me, about 6.5 years ago, kind of to help pay for her kids' college, and I'll let you tell that story a little bit if you'd like, Michelle. But Michelle and her team have earned the Leader in Excellence Award 5 consecutive years, 5-time winners, 5 consecutive years. Michelle, are you with us today?
I am. Hello.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, we hear you great. Why don't you take a moment, and they've got hundreds of people on the line right now. Why don't you tell them a little bit about your story and how you've been able to use the Home Care Pulse data to help you grow your business?
Well, first of all, it's been crazy. I've been in business for about 6.5 years now, and started it when my kids were finally out of school. I was a PCA myself, and I was going to look into being a caregiver myself to help supplement that while they finished grade school and high school, and then get back into the business world. Well, my husband said about 2 weeks after I told him this, well, how do you feel about owning your own? I'm like, okay, you're crazy, but we did a lot of research, and that's how we ended up with Synergy. And ever since then, we've been looking for ways to improve retention and client satisfaction. And we started with Home Care Pulse, and from there, we take those reports monthly. I make everybody in my office read them. They bring questions to me in a weekly meeting or points, and we sit and discuss how we can make our team stronger and fix the mistakes that, might be some negative comments on there. That was probably the biggest thing we did for our caregivers. We started realizing that they weren't just interested in the pay, they were interested in the recognition. We started a program that we call Synergy Bucks, and give them Synergy Bucks for any compliments they get. So even in those reports, or we get a phone call, we call the caregiver, tell them thank you, and we're putting Synergy Bucks in your account. And then they can come in and get prizes for these bucks as they accumulate. But besides that, they're getting the recognition. That dropped our retention, our turnover rate too. We were up in the high 50s, and we average rate in that right around the mid 30s right now as well with our turnover rate. So that has really helped. Another thing we noticed trending in those reports were they wanted more training. So we started a mandatory quarterly training, and the caregivers love it. They come in once a quarter. We make them food and feed them. Who doesn't love food? We give them prizes and drawings. But not just that, I always start the meetings off with saying, thank you for everything you do. You're the backbone of our company. And they just appreciate that. So that's probably, we use the reports a lot for the clients as well, but it's probably been the biggest help with us with our retention rate.
That's fantastic. And, just to point out, to give some context, Michelle and her teams, the caregiver turnover has gone down about 5% a year for the last 5 or so years. And at the same time, the industry caregiver turnover has gone up 15% during that same time frame. And so Michelle and her team have been bucking against the trend and saying, okay, the industry is going up, we're going the other direction. And because I think it's honestly, Michelle, as I listened to you and we talked the other day, I think it's because of how much you care. You listen, you learn from that, you take action, and as a result, you're having tremendous success with your business. Share with us just briefly, you mentioned to me the other day as well that you've seen an increase in the lifetime of your clients. In other words, how long a client stays on service with you. You've seen that increase as well. Tell the folks on the call with us today what do you attribute that to?
We have, from those reports, again, the monthly reports, we look at what the clients are saying. We try to match the caregivers. So when we go out and do our home assessment, we're talking to them, trying to get a feel for their personality and their hobbies and who might be the best fit in there. And I really believe, them being happy, that's what's causing the length of stay to lengthen like that. And again, it just comes back to listening and making some adjustments for both sides, clients and caregivers.
That's wonderful. Michelle, and I mentioned to you this just before we got on the call today, but I ran Michelle's numbers yesterday. I was just curious of what her client length of stay has done since she started using this information. Like she said, it's been listening, learning, acting, and then experiencing the growth. You've increased your client length of stay by 300%. Back in 2014, when you started, if you looked at how many clients were discharged in 2014 and how long they had been with you versus clients that were discharged in 2018 and how long they'd been with you, the length of time that they were staying with you is over a 300% increase. And so congratulations to you, Michelle, for, again, growing your business and making a real difference in people's lives. Congratulations to you and your team.